I hate to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me.
What's going on? So for those who don't know me, I am Jaren, the founder and owner of this here studio, the Jaren Gregory Studio. And in this video, we're going to analyze somebody who many of my subscribers have requested. And so I'm going to finally get to him. I'm excited to talk about him because I don't talk about a lot of guys here. I don't know why, but I just don't talk about enough men. So I'm excited to talk about a male voice. And this voice is Gregory Porter. So let's get right to it, y'all. Here is Gregory Porter singing It's Probably Me.
Night turned cold, and the stars look down, and you hug yourself on the cold, cold ground. You wake the morning in a stranger's cold, no one would just see.
I love the timbre and texture of his voice. It's very raw, but in the best way possible. It almost reminds me of like a guitar or something in the acoustic nature, the acoustic texture of his voice. He's not doing a lot of stuff with it. He's just really kind of staying true to the melody line, true to the vocal line, and I think it exemplifies his timbre and texture and his vocal layers, you know, really well.
You ask yourself, who'd watch for me, my only friend, who could it be? It's hard to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me.
I like how he tapers off in these verses as well. Probably me. It's okay to do that. I do that a lot actually when I sing. I'll taper off of my vocal line, or if I'm finishing a phrase, I may taper off a little bit. He kind of tapers off and makes his voice a little more breathy towards the ends of phrases. Really nice.
When your belly is empty, the hunger's so real, you're too proud to beg, you're too dumb to steal. You search the city for your only friend, no one would just see.
I like how he almost sings through the vowel shapings or the articulatory shapings of his approach. Oh, you're saying probably me. There's almost some tongue action, some jaw action in there, and it really gives a nice, like I said, raw, yet very warm texture to his voice.
You ask yourself, who could it be? A solitary voice speaking out, set me free. I hate to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me. You're not the easiest person I ever got to know, but it's hard for us both to let our feelings show.
I also like how he's almost talking while singing. You know, it's just, he's just saying the words. He's not doing a lot of runs, he's not doing a lot of riffs, he's not doing a lot of stuff. He's just saying the words and letting the song speak for itself. And the song has a nice groove to it. And I like the orchestral, you know, presentation as well. But the song has a nice groove, you know, a nice pace to it. And so you almost want to do a lot because that's kind of his brand, in my opinion. He almost kind of just sings the song for what it's worth. And it really works, you know, for his voice.
Some would say I should let you go your way. You only make me cry. But if there's one guy, just one guy.
At that there, but if there. So he kind of changed the articulatory pattern. But there, he's kind of brought it lower and more warm towards the bottom. But it kind of was a little more brighter, a little more spread towards the top. Really nice. Really gave some nice texture to that run.
Who would lay down his life for you and I?
And I like how he's using the straight tones, the straight notes to really give some cool texture to the vocal line and to the song itself. Really nice and very intentional. Very good.
I had to say it. It's hard to say it, but it's probably me. When the world gone crazy, and it makes no sense. There's only one voice that comes to your defense. And the jury is out, and your eyes search the room. And the only friendly face is all you need to see. Whoa, if there's just one guy, just one guy.
I like how he's starting to pick up a little bit, so the distortion or the grittiness in his voice is going away as he's picking up towards the end of this song. Now I feel like he's starting to pick up his voice a little bit, getting a little more supported. And if you notice, when he's sitting down, he still is straight up. His torso is still there. He's still supporting his voice, though he's sitting down, which I think is an advantage of singing in stools. I often teach in a stool versus teaching in a chair, because teaching in a chair I tend to slouch or kind of have bad posture. But when I sit in a stool, I tend to sit up more because there's not much of a backing to stools. So when I teach, a lot of times I'll be in the stool and he's in the stool here, but you can tell his torso is still up. He's still kind of moving and grooving with the song, but his torso is still pretty aligned.
Who would lay down his life for you and I? It's hard to say it. It's hard to say it, but it's probably me. It's hard to say it. It's hard to say it. It's probably me. Oh, it's hard to say it.
He had a little squall. It's hard to say it. On that hard, had a little squall in there.
Hard to say it, but it's probably me. I would lay down my life. I would lay down my life for you. Hey, it's hard to say. It's hard.
He's using that squall and that grit to his advantage and really coloring the song the way he needs to color it. And it gives that authentic feeling to the song. And I really enjoy that about his voice. It's very authentic, very raw, very just there, and I love that about his voice. A lot of artists don't like to be there. They want to put a lot of stuff on top of their voice and do a lot of things to make their sound a certain way and things like that, but he just sings flat-footed, singing the way he knows how to, and it works well for him.
It's hard to say it, it's hard to say it, it's hard to say it, hard to say it, oh, hard to say it, it's probably me.
So when he did that, he kind of anchored up a little bit. He used those muscles in his body to really support that little vocal line where he kind of went up right there. You can see kind of a jerk in his body. His torso was really engaging right there. And he does use a lot with his mouth. He doesn't open up wide. He's not one of those singers. He kind of really stays right here. It's probably me. It's hard to say it. So he really doesn't do a lot of big, open, wide things. This is very speech-like in quality, and it works.
Hard to say it. It's hard to say it. It's probably me. It's probably me. It's probably me. Probably me. Whoa.
So he had a lot of layers and a lot of things going on. He really shifted, whoa, to really push the air between each of those notes a little bit to really help him place and really solidify where he wanted to go, and that little run up, that melisma up right there, whatever you want to call it, the little embellishment right there. So he really used air in his body to really help him navigate up there. And he also changed his articulatory pattern. And I'm probably murdering the actual notes, but you see what I'm saying.
Probably me.
I hope you enjoyed this analysis, and if you did, click subscribe down below, then click the alert button next to it so you know the next video was posted. And as I always say, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. Alright y'all, I'll see y'all soon.